dev post back up. There it is. Alright. So, what does he have to say? Hi all, I wanted to take an opportunity to sit down with you and chat about some of the systematic changes we are moving toward with Galactic Season 2. That was not a mouthful. You have all provided a ton of great feedback, both from our original PTS, but also throughout this first season. That feedback has helped us continue to shape and refine how Galactic Seasons looks and feels, and we would like to share that with you here before the next season begins with the launch of Legacy of the Sith. So just a reminder, Legacy of the Sith isn't going to be launching until holiday 2021, so that's probably around November, December. That's what I'm assuming anyway. I'm assuming December, but I could do November. So let's have a look at what they have to say. Moving priority objectives into their own tab. With Season 2, we'll be moving the priority objectives out of the Greater Conquest objectives list and putting them into their own tab within the Conquest window. This was one of the largest points of feedback provided throughout the original Galactic Seasons PTS, and we are excited to get that adjustment in for Season 2. Awesome, that's not a bad one. So when opening the Conquest window, you will see two tabs, one for Conquest objectives and a second one for priority objectives. Yeah, you'll be able to see the objectives available and... Okay, that's a nice quality of life change, that's not bad. Okay, changes to priority objectives. Daily emphasis is shifting to weekly emphasis. With Season 1, there was a strong emphasis on daily participation. This is evident both in the feel of the season as well as our Season 1 point allocation as shown below. Yep, 11%, yeah. Percentage of total Galactic Seasons points Season 1. Login and free, yeah, login get 11%, free to play get 8, weekly 32%, sub 33, free to play, dailies 57, 58, okay. For Season 2, we are flipping this around to instead focus on a week-to-week emphasis. As such, Season 2 will change from 2 dailies and 2 weeklies to 1 daily and 10 weeklies. Okay. Looking back at the percent of total Galactic Seasons points allocation for Season 2, this is where it ends up. So 9% at login, 5% free-to-play, weeklies 74% sub, 76% free-to-play, and daily 16% and 19%. Okay. Alright. Our goals with this philosophy change is to ease the stress of daily participation and the feeling of missing out if you simply cannot log in for that specific day or series of days. More closely align with the login reward philosophy of at your own pace. Provide all players more time to play in their Galactic Seasons week, both for themselves and their friends. Priority objectives are no longer randomized. Oh, fuck yes. Okay, by moving off the day-to-day and into the week-to-week philosophy for Galactic Seasons, we are also removing the randomized granting of priority objectives. All players will be given the same 10 weekly priority objectives for the week, which will change from week to week. That's okay. We hope this provides a clearer map for players to plan out their week, when they want to attack each priority objective, and how with or without friends. Yeah, you don't like the nerf to log in from 11 to 9, yeah. I agree with that. Choose any 7 weekly structure. Okay. To give a larger net of flexibility in priority objective options, players will only need to complete 7 out of the 10 weekly priority objectives. Okay. Once the player has completed their chosen 7 weekly priority objectives, the other 3 will then become locked out for the remainder of the week. We want to provide players a way to earn as many Galactic Seasons points as possible each week, while being able to participate in objectives they find the most appealing. That's good. Because I guess, like I said, I got sick to death of doing all the planetary stuff pretty quickly. And that's what most of the daily objectives are, generally. Daily priority objective is simply to earn conquest. As mentioned above, there will only be 1 daily priority objective, which will simply consist of earned personal conquest experience. Okay. Our goal is to give players the flexibility to continue playing Star Wars The Old Republic however they wish on a day-to-day basis while still making progress in the season. Okay. In a later post, we will go into a few more details as to what the Season 2 priority objectives may look like. In the meantime, we'd love to hear your initial thoughts on the proposed changes coming to Season 2 before we move into broader testing in a later PTS phase. Thanks again for your continued feedback. There's some pretty good changes in there, I think. And personal conquest experience, I wonder if it'll be like 50k or just like 20k. So just be a particular amount of conquest points to earn a day. That's not too bad. So we will only have to do 7 out of 10 weeklies. The priority objectives won't be randomized anymore. Like on a day-to-day basis they won't be randomized like they are now. So, but they will change, the weekly ones will change weekly. Yep. So everyone will get the same 10 weekly priority objectives. This will make it definitely a lot easier for guilds and players to plan out their week and to help each other get their Galactic Seasons points. I think this is a pretty good change overall. Percentage changes I'm not so sure about, but hopefully we won't have to wait too long to find out exactly what the weekly's objectives will look like. But I think this is a pretty good change, personally. By the looks of it anyway. Having our own tab as well, that's going to be a good thing. It's just so frustrating trying to get good dailies for Galactic Seasons. But yeah, I would say this is a pretty solid change and a good step in the right direction. I couldn't remember, I did give them some feedback a while ago. I don't remember what it was though. I have to find it. Yeah, so my main gripes with this season have been task variety, because I got sick to death of doing the planetary objectives. Increase the amount of rerolls or change remove function completely, which they've done now. They're going to be removing the reroll function completely because we'll just have we'll have set weeklies each week. And I suggested adding PvE group content dailies, but I guess with the weekly we don't need to do that. And adding more solo content weeklies, which I'm assuming they're going to do, given that there'll be 10 different ones to choose from. And I suggested for rewards that they add some event currencies and cartel market certificates as rewards in the reward track, so it's pretty good. They've addressed some of my feedback at least, and it looks like a lot of the community's feedback as well, which is pretty damn good. So yeah, that's alright. I will try and clip my reading of this and maybe put on YouTube or something, I don't know. Hang on, let me move this back to the tab. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I don't think that's a pretty good change. And I guess it'll depend what the weeklies are like, but if they try and incorporate a variety of content like solo content weeklies, like heroic, complete X amount of heroic weeklies on whatever, 3 heroic, maybe do 3 planets worth of heroics for a week. That could be a heroic, that could be a weekly objective. You know, you got the PvP and GSF ones, what have we have? We've got PvP, GSF, flashpoints and operations at the moment for our priority objectives. So that's alright. Gives us a few more options, which I think will be good, and allows us to better do stuff with our guildies and friends, so that's all good, I think. Hopefully we'll see more solo based objectives. Maybe they'll do a story one where you have to do Kotfi or Kotet chapters or something like that, or they could do the heroics like I said, or do X amount of daily hubs a week. Maybe complete 3 weekly hubs or something. Like Judoka, Black Hole, or something like that. I don't know if they do specific ones, but just that would be kind of cool. Yeah. Yes, that's the thing. This all sounds pretty good, but we gotta see what the objectives are like. I'm assuming they'll keep the weekly objectives that we already have, and then just, or maybe adjust them. They might actually adjust them, like, as in increase the amount of war zones or GSF matches we have to do. That might be something that they change, but I guess we'll have to see what happens. Sounds pretty good so far, though. It's kind of a shame we have to wait so many months for all this to bloody happen, but there's not much we could do about that, I guess. I'm not even sure if we're going to have any content updates before launch of 7.0 in December or whenever it ends up being, so it's kind of crazy.